After being put to sleep so Namine can put Sora's memories back together, it's time for the adventure to continue in the next chapter, Kingdom Hearts 2. This story begins with a different character, a young boy named Roxas. Roxas lives in a place called Twilight Town. In this part of the story, Roxas only has 6 days left of his summer vacation. He wants to enjoy it thoroughly with his friends. They want to go to the beach, hang out in their usual spot, but they also have an assignment to do before school starts again. So first they need to save up some money before they can even go to the beach. But things seem to be happening to Roxas in these days. Belongings get stolen, weird beings are encountered. Roxas even ends up losing the hard-earned monies for the beach so they couldn't go. Roxas even crosses paths with Axel. He doesn't remember him, but it seems they used to know each other. Axel calls him number 13, the Keyblade's chosen one. But he couldn't get through to him, and Axel failed to retrieve Roxas. The only thing left to do is work on their assignment, and also while doing this, weird things happen. White creatures attack Roxas in town, and eventually he finds his way into a mansion. It is here where Roxas encounters Axel again. At this point, he's pretty ticked off. Roxas calls out his name, but it's too late for his memories to surface again. Axel tries to force Roxas into returning with him. It reminds him of an event that happened earlier between them, where Roxas leaves the organization and talking to Axel. But it seems Roxas doesn't remember this at all. Axel fails to return Roxas to the organization and leaves, so Roxas continues moving forward. He finally meets Diz, who tells him Sora is about to wake up but remains incomplete. For Sora to reach 100% restoration, his heart must be complete, meaning the other side of his heart must rejoin his. Roxas understands what needs to happen and realizes his summer vacation has come to an end. With his heart restored, it is time for Sora to wake up. Donald and Goofy are waiting for him outside of his sleeping pod. After a healthy reunion, the Kingdom Party wonders why they were asleep. They had defeated Ansem, restored Kingdom Hearts, found Kairi, and then went to look for Riku and the King. They didn't remember any of the events of Chain of Memories at all. Without any clue, they continued their search for Riku and the King. Sora, Donald and Goofy found themselves back in Twilight Town again. After looking around a little bit, they arrived at the train station when they were attacked by these white strange beings. Sora still had the ability to summon forth his Keyblade so the Kingdom Party could defend themselves. The beings kept on coming, and right in the nick of time they were saved by King Mickey. Mickey ordered the 3 of them to board the train just before he left the scene again. With King Mickey being here, Sora was sure that Riku also escaped the Realm of Darkness. So they obeyed the King's command and boarded the train. This train had its destination, the Mysterious Tower. It is Master Yen Sid that lives inside this tower. He was King Mickey's master. Yen Sid tells the Kingdom Party that another quest lies beyond the horizon, though this path will still be perilous. He explains that the number of Heartless did lessen due to Sora's actions, but they are still there, due to the fact that darkness cannot be purged from people's hearts. Yen Sid also tells Sora that when a Heartless is formed from a strong-willed heart, an empty shell is left behind that creates a will of its own. This being is called a Nobody. There are countless of Nobodies in Sora's wake when he departs on his adventure, but there are exceptions. Sometimes a Nobody can keep its human form while being a Nobody. These Nobodies created a group called Organization 13. The goal of this organization is still unknown. King Mickey seeks this answer while fighting the darkness, so Sora decides to find King Mickey first. When he receives his new attire, the Kingdom Party sets off. They soon arrive in Hollow Bastion again. It has been revived since their last visit in Kingdom Hearts 1. Sora, Donald and Goofy arrive in Town Square. Here they meet their old buddies, Leon, Yuffie, Aerith and Sid. After some catching up, Leon brings Sora to the Bailey to show him something. Leon shows Sora that the castle is being raided by an enormous amount of Heartless, and the Nobodies are shown to be a problem too. It seems the Heartless number is growing because this guy named Pete has been helping to revive the evil witch Maleficent. He too is in control of the Heartless in this way. And of course the organization that is in charge of the Nobodies. And just as if they were called, the organization shows themselves to Sora. One member in particular started to taunt Sora, saying stuff like remembering how it was and giving him the same look like he always did. But Sora only just met the guys. The organization does look like a tough bunch, but still, nothing the Kingdom Party cannot handle. It is still the organization's wish to obtain Sora, or rather the Keyblade. The Keyblade only obeys Sora, so he must be persuaded. The organization therefore plot to get a hold of Sora in one way or another. With the help of the Gummy Ship, the party crosses lots of different worlds in order to fight the Heartless. Eventually, they return to Twilight Town, where they encounter a member of the organization. His name is Cyax. He's looking for Axel because his motives aren't in line with the organization anymore. Before Cyax leaves, he tells Sora not to be reckless, so he won't end up like Riku. But Sora has no idea what he means by that. Not long after, Sora receives word that Kairi has been sighted in Twilight Town. She was looking for Sora, but Axel found and kidnapped her. Because Sora needs to find Kairi again too, the gang sets off to Hollow Bastion again in search for clues. Sora finds himself back in a different part of Hollow Bastion, and finds an office that belonged to Ansem himself. This office hides a computer that belongs to him and may contain knowledge on the Heartless and the Nobodies. But the only clue they found was the door to darkness. This was King Mickey's cue to enter the scene. The Kingdom Party has so many questions like where Riku is, but Mickey cannot help Sora. He really can't. So the computer comes first. Mickey says that the door to darkness can only be opened with the 7 Princesses of Heart, so Leon thinks that this might be the password. They manage to get into the computer, but the data seems to be corrupt when they perform a search function. Hitting it a couple of times revealed a picture. Mickey said that this was Ansem the Wise, but Sora indirectly called His Majesty crazy and showed him the portrait of the Ansem they knew. But Mickey started his explanation. The Ansem on the computer was indeed the real Ansem. The Ansem in the portrait is an imposter. It so happens that the Ansem they fought in Kingdom Hearts 1 was a Heartless. And when a Heartless is created as strong as Ansem, a Nobody is created as well. And that Nobody is the leader of Organization 13. But before they could even finish their conversation, they felt an enormous shakeup and they went to check it out. Hollow Bastion was getting raided by a huge number of Heartless, hundreds of them. Everyone was standing at each other's side to fight the darkness. As the Kingdom Party made its way to the Bailey, they got interrupted by one organization member. His name is Demix, but it seems that he disliked the order of stopping Sora. Nonetheless, he obeyed his superior's command and tries to stop Sora. He soon got overpowered and defeated by the Hero of Light, meaning the organization was once again one member shorter and Sora one step closer to the battlefield. Together with Mickey, the gang arrived in a gorge full of Heartless, and high above, the organization's leader appeared and removed his hood. Mickey sees him and remembers now. It's Xehanort, Ansem the Wise's apprentice. The organization's leader is Xehanort's Nobody. But before they could move toward him, the Heartless began their assault. 1,000 Heartless began to attack and the Kingdom Party defended it perfectly. After countless minutes of fighting, every single Heartless was beaten. Though why were they here and looked as though the organization had control over them? It was when they wanted to confront the organization's leader that Axel showed up and said that Xemnas planted this trap for them, Xemnas being the organization's leader. It is Xemnas' plan to make Sora defeat the Heartless, so their captive hearts are released. That's the big master plan. When Sora asked Axel about Kairi's kidnapping, Cyax showed up and Axel made a run for it, because he's no longer in line with the organization. Cyax asks Sora how much he longs to see Kairi. He cares so much about her, he even begs Cyax to see her. But Cyax still says no. He wants to make Sora angry and fill him with hatred. Release that hatred onto the Heartless. Because when Sora defeats a Heartless, their hearts are set free and they will weave together to make Kingdom Hearts. And when that time comes, the organization can truly, finally exist. At that moment, a dark entity showed up, revealing Maleficent. While Sora was traveling worlds, she got revived by a Nimwit called Pete. Although Maleficent wishes nothing but revenge on Sora, she also longs for Kingdom Hearts. But only because it is a dominion made of hearts of all things, and she wishes to rule that dominion. So when Cyax starts his attack on Sora, Maleficent acts as a safeguard to let Sora go. He must understand this is not to save him, but more to aid her plans. Sora wonders if it was all for nothing, and he gets transported to the realm of darkness by Maleficent to save his hide. In this realm, they find a black hooded man with a box. This box contained a picture of Roxas, and Sora knows this somehow. The black hooded man helped the gang get back to the realm of light, giving the guys another chance to fight the organization. and with the darkness defeated in Hollow Bastion, the people started to remember a time of light. That the town had a different name once. It was called Radiant Garden. The Kingdom Party needs to find clues on where the organization hides and set course for other worlds again. It is on their second part of their journey they encounter another member, Xaldin. He utilizes the power of hatred and anger in people's hearts. He wants to fuel the rage that is inside Sora too, and starts to battle with him. But not unlike the other members Sora came across, Xaldin too got overpowered by the power of light. But with this, Sora had found out the whereabouts of the organization. The only clue they had left was given to them by the mysterious black-hooded man in the realm of darkness. The picture from Roxas in Twilight Town. This picture was taken in front of the so-called haunted mansion, so the Kingdom Party travels to Twilight Town's haunted mansion once more. King Mickey also shows up, and it's mentioned that Kairi and Riku might be there, or at least clues of their whereabouts, so in they go. Within the mansion lies a passageway to the realm of darkness. Traversing this brings the party to a realm in between and get attacked by heartless and nobodies alike. Luckily, Axel is there to aid them. Axel tells Sora that he kidnapped Kairi in order to save her, but Saïx got a hold of her and keeps her prisoner in their headquarters. Sora must save Kairi, and Axel makes sure that the Kingdom Party and King Mickey will get out safely. Axel decides to make use of his strongest attack in his arsenal, putting his whole being into an attack, sacrificing himself in order for the greater good. He did all this because he wanted to see Roxas once more, because only Roxas made him feel like he had a heart. And Sora did the same. Kairi's in the castle dungeon, he says, just before he vanished. The way out of the realm of darkness brought Sora to the world that never was, Organization 13's hideout. The moment they arrived, Sora felt himself falling. He went for a dive to his own heart and confronted another Keyblade bearer, Roxas. The two of them fought bravely, but Sora came out on top as a winner. Roxas. This dive to heart was a reminder of who he truly is. Sora sees Roxas at Twilight Town's mansion being approached by Xemnas. Xemnas summons Sora's name, and with a move of his hand, it changed to Roxas. Sora's nobody name. The whole reason why on Roxas' last day of summer vacation had to return to Sora was because Roxas is Sora's nobody. For Sora's heart to become complete, the other side of his heart had to be restored as well. The reason for this dive to heart is because Sora realizes this now. He now knows who he is and why he keeps on fighting. The gang keeps on moving toward the castle where Kairi is being held, but she's getting some help when she's behind bars. A dark portal opened, and it was Naminé that was calling out to help Kairi escape. They both were trying to get away from the castle, but got stopped by Saïx along the way. They refused to go with him, and the guy in the black hood made sure both girls won't be harmed by Saïx. Naminé thanks the man and calls him Riku. Kairi can't believe he found Riku too and removes the hood, but the man was Ansem? King Mickey also made his way up to the castle, but in a different area. Here he stumbled upon someone. It was Diz. But when he removed his linen, his true identity was revealed. It was Ansem the Wise. All along he had been watching over the status of Xemnas and his plans because it was the nobody of his former apprentice. He felt himself to be the blame of it all. Ansem the Wise wanted nothing more than revenge. His apprentices stole everything from him after all, but Mickey can't help him with revenge though. It was also something Riku said to Ansem as well. It would seem that Ansem the Wise knew Riku when he was still a young boy. Ansem asked Riku to find Roxas from the organization and bring him back. Because this would help Sora awaken from his slumber, Riku moved without hesitation. But when Riku lost the battle against Roxas, he knew he had to rely on darkness to bring him back, so he released his darkness and gained the appearance of Xehanort's Heartless. But he still had his own heart. That's why he made Mickey promise him not to tell Sora what has become of him. Meanwhile, Sora had made his way up to the castle too. He first came up against Xigbar, another organization member. He started to call Sora Roxas and a traitor, and just like the previous members Sora fought, Xigbar too failed and vanished. When Sora continued to move on, he came across Kairi and Xehanort's Heartless. It was a healthy reunion between Kairi and Sora. Sora couldn't help but thank Xehanort's Heartless for helping Kairi, but Kairi stops him from leaving and calls him Riku. She says Sora needs to close his eyes and see the real person inside those ropes, and it truly was Riku. It was this black hooded man that helped Sora with the clues earlier. Riku was worried they wouldn't catch up, Riku had to rely on the power of darkness to conquer his battles, and this battle isn't over, so he cannot turn back to his old self just yet. There are only 2 henchmen left besides Xemnas in the organization, one of which is Loxord. He'd rather skip the formalities of introduction and face Sora right away, but he too gets overpowered real quick. Again, just like the others, before Loxord vanishes, he calls Sora by Roxas' name. Afterwards he faced Cyax once more. He said that with Sora's help, Kingdom Hearts is now almost complete, so now he can end this charade. Cyax goes in for the kill with his Berserker, but his fate lies in the same ties as the other organization members. He fails to defeat Sora and also vanishes, just before calling him Roxas, like the others. Sora still wonders why, and Riku tells him that Roxas is his nobody, because he turned into a Heartless when he saved Kairi in this first adventure. And because Roxas was Sora's nobody, he had the ability to wield the Keyblade, the sole purpose why the organization wanted him as its 13th member, to gather hearts and finish Kingdom Hearts for them. Meanwhile, King Mickey and Ansem the Wise had set up special equipment in the castle. It was Ansem's wish to repent for his sins and destroy Kingdom Hearts by extracting its data with this machine. But it's not possible to encode a heart into data, and the machine began to destroy itself. Ansem made his choice and ordered Riku to hold the others back while he gets destroyed alongside the machine. The blast made Riku's appearance turn back to normal. The blast also made Kingdom Hearts release hearts, and they turned back into Heartless. Those Heartless began to storm the castle, and it was Maleficent who came and ordered Sora to move on and put an end to Xemnas while she destroys the Heartless. She doesn't do this for the good of things though, but because she wants to rule this castle afterwards. So she and Pete hold back the Heartless while Sora, Riku and the gang can move on to the top of the castle. Xemnas was waiting for them there. Because of the ruin that was brought on Kingdom Hearts, he has to start all over again. But he will not go down without a fight. He will return as many hearts as it needs. Xemnas asks for power from Kingdom Hearts to put an end to the Heroes of Light. He speaks to the hearts and understands that hearts are the power to everything. This made him enter Kingdom Hearts, and the door presented itself. Sora, Riku and King Mickey then open a path to Xemnas using their Keyblades to put an end to it all. Before entering, however, the others needed to escape, and it was Naminé that opened a portal to the outside. At this moment, Naminé began to talk to Roxas, who resides within Sora at that moment. They both were glad to meet their original selves, as nobodies aren't supposed to have a decent future. It so happens that Roxas is Sora's nobody, and Naminé is Kairi's nobody. You see, a Princess of Heart is not able to produce a Heartless when losing their hearts, because their hearts are void of darkness. So it's technically impossible for them to produce a nobody. However, Kairi's heart rested within Sora when he turned into a Heartless, creating a nobody belonging to her heart too. This was the sole reason why Naminé had powers over Sora's heart in Chain of Memories, because she's a special kind of nobody. With the nobodies and somebodies reunited, the others escaped through the portal. It's Sora and Riku that push through and fight Xemnas with both of their full strength. With the power of their teamwork, they overpowered Xemnas. After Xemnas' demise, the two of them are stumbling in the realm between, eventually wandering upon a shore in the realm of darkness. A door to light appeared right there that took them both back to the realm of light. Back to Destiny Islands, back to Kairi, back to their friends, back home. Roll credits, and that was it for Kingdom Hearts 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe, so eventually I will catch you in the next one.
When you walk away.